So if you want to get someone into anime or yourself is getting into anime but you don't know where to start, even in 2025, almost 20 years after it first aired, Death Note, in my opinion, is still the ultimate starter anime to get you started. So, today I'm going to be breaking down why this classic continues to be the perfect entry point for anyone curious about anime. Whether you're a teenager, a college student, or even an adult just dipping your toes into the water. Let's get into this. Anime is bigger than ever, and first impressions matter a lot when you're introducing someone new into the anime realm. However, Death Note is short, sharp, and unforgettable. Today we'll talk about its story, its characters, the pacing, and even why it's more accessible than most shows for brand new viewers. By the end, you'll see why Death Note is still the go-to recommendation in 2025. Firstly, most people who are hesitant about anime get scared off by giant episode counts, and Death Note is only about 37 episodes. That's the sweet spot. It's long enough to tell a full gripping story, but short enough that you can finish it without even feeling overwhelmed. You can binge it in a week or take it slow and still feel satisfied. It took me only about 3 days to rewatch it my second go around. So that's just proof it is pretty short if you want to watch it and you took time to sit there and never took a break. You can watch it in about 2 days. However, that alone makes it less intimidating because it's not that long and it's much easier to recommend as a first anime. The concept of Death Note is brilliantly simple. It's about a high school student who finds a notebook, and all he has to do is write anyone's name down inside that notebook and it kills that person. That's it. It's not complicated. There's not many rules to memorize, no huge world building dump, no giant cast of characters to keep track of. You can explain the entire series or show in one sentence and it instantly grabs people's attention. And once you understand the basic rule, you're ready to dive in and start watching. Of course, what makes Death Note legendary isn't just the notebook though, it's the rivalry between Light Yagami and Ryuzaki L. Light wants to use the Death Note to create his version of justice, and L is the one person who's brilliant enough to stand in his way. Their battles aren't about fists or explosions. They're about intelligence, strategy, and who can be the most strategic and outthink the other person. Every episode feels like a high-stakes chess match, to say the least. And when the story builds up to the most iconic moments, the ultimate fight between Light and L, you just feel how intense and unforgettable this rivalry really is. It's one of the most gripping rivalries in all of anime, and it keeps viewers on the edge from start to finish. However, that's not the main reason it's one of my personal recommendations to new watchers. It's because the mature and accessible content it shows. Death Note is perfect for new viewers because it avoids the things that often turn people away from anime. There's no awkward fan service scenes, no random cleavage shots, and no over-the-top moments designed just for shock value. It's a serious story told with respect for its audience. That means you can watch it with friends, with parents around, or even as an adult who just wants a thoughtful, intelligent thriller. It's clean, it's focused, and it's safe to recommend to anyone without hesitation. One of the biggest strengths of Death Note is its pacing. There's no filler. Every single episode matters. Each cliffhanger pulls you into the next, and before you know it, you've finished the entire series. It's designed to keep you entertained and very focused throughout every single episode, and it will leave a good impression from first to last. For new viewers who might be worried about anime being slow or confusing, Death Note proves that anime can be just as addictive and tightly written as the best live-action dramas. Even though it's been out for over a decade, the reason why Death Note is still hanging on and lasting to be one of my personal recommendations to new-time watchers is Death Note is the best starter anime, and it's that simple. You can ask me why, but to be honest, I can say it in 2 words. It's timeless. The series is easy to understand, the characters are unforgettable, the pacing is perfect, and it doesn't rely on gimmicks or fan service. It's a complete story with a beginning, middle, and end. And when you finish it, you'll understand why it's considered a masterpiece. So here's the truth. Death Note isn't just a classic. It's still the best way to introduce someone into anime in 2025. It's smart, it's intense, it's bingeable, and it respects its audience. If you or someone you know has ever thought about trying anime, this is the perfect starting point. The first anime I have ever introduced my parents to was actually Deathnote, and my parents are like 50. So that just proves a lot. If they're 50 years old and they love Deathnote, I think anyone on earth at this point can love Deathnote if you slowly introduce them to it. But with that being said, what do you guys think about Deathnote being one of the best starter animes? Is Deathnote still the best starter anime in your opinion, or do you guys have any other recommendations? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe.